Oh, hi! This week I'm going to show you a project that I remember seeing on Pinterest roughly 7 years ago. I had a very hard time trying to look this up so that I could credit the person who came up with the idea or like where I first saw it sourced. But again, if you happen to know, let me know and I'll link to it in the description. Now the project is, you can print out, I don't have a printer so I hand did some lettering on just a regular piece of paper. Then you take a pen and you place this over a piece of wood that you want to paint, and you just like, you dig in a little bit so that it leaves a little indent on the wood so that you get perfect lines every time. Because I'm very bad at keeping steady lines when I'm painting, especially doing like tedious lettering like this. If you're wondering what the fuck this is referencing, Annika Victoria posted this incredible video with her partner, and in that video there's a description of a fashion item that said something like, even Lord Chesterfield couldn't tear this item apart. So rightly so, Annika and her partner were both just like, who the fuck is Lord Chesterfield? And thus this hashtag was born, and I need it on my mirror so when I'm getting ready for videos I can channel Lord Chesterfield, whoever he may be. So here's what you need. You're gonna need something to trace. Print out whatever you want. It doesn't have to be words, it could be any design you want to trace out. You do you, man. You're gonna need some kind of pen. I'm using a clicky ballpoint pen. And then the wooden thing to paint, which is going to expose parts of my shop that are kind of messy because there is a mirror involved. So don't judge me, please. You're also obviously gonna need some paint and a paintbrush. I don't know what color I'm doing yet, so I'm gonna wait until I get the tracing done and then I will assess. So I cut my paper to the size of the section I want to decorate. Poorly, apparently, because this is way bigger than the space I need to fill. I spent so long drawing this. Oh. Actually, I'm going to tape this up so that I don't move it around all over and then have uneven lines anyway. Okay, we've been taped. I'm going to start etching. I'm just tracing over this. You obviously want like a softer, probably cheaper wood. Like don't do this on, I don't know, ash. Is ash a hardwood? I feel like ash is a hardwood. Lumberjack family is disappointed. So yeah, I'm just putting a decent amount of pressure down and tracing over it. Even if it's a pen that doesn't have ink in it, it doesn't work, I think you're gonna be fine because you just need to like have the indentation there. Let's see how that turned out. You see that? That's pretty cool. Oh, you're too close to my noodle. Definitely work on your project before it's mounted on the wall though, because my arm already hurts. So I'm gonna rest it a little bit before I paint. Okay, it's been a couple days. I didn't finish this later that night because I definitely fell asleep. This is a very uninvolved project, but as always I have turned it into a week-long fiasco. I did decide on the paint color at least. I'm going with some silver. I don't know how this is gonna show up. I should maybe do like a black base coat, but that's not gonna happen. And I did such a shit job evenly outlining the things. I would definitely recommend not doing it once it's already on the wall. Like, just take it off and then do it. I should take it off for this part, but we're already this far. So I got my paint and my paintbrush. This is probably really old paint. Yeah, what am I doing? Silver needs something under it. Jesus. All right, scratch this idea. Let's go with a solid color, shall we? All right, I'm going with a very yellow green and a smaller brush. Maybe smaller brush? I don't know that this is actually smaller. Hold on. I think part of the benefit of doing the outline letters on the wood like this is that the paint is supposed to like pool in the little divots. But because I have it on the wall already, gravity's not going to do that. Also, as I'm looking at this, this would probably be a very good way to do a stencil for wood burning. I've never done wood burning, but my brother's super into it and he comes up with cool shit. I think you just draw stuff on with a pencil, but if you don't want to deal with pencil marks, maybe this would be a good way to kind of like do a sketch ahead of time. It is a little disappointing that both my siblings are exceptional artists. They got that from both my parents actually, but my mom is like an incredible painter. I did not so much get that gene. Well shit, you guys, this is looking god-awful. Oh right, and there's a fucking screw in the way. Here's a closer up shot of what this madness is turning into, and I hate how this is looking. So I'm going to basically ruin this by doing something else, but I think it's gonna look better than whatever the fuck is happening right now. I'm just gonna take a huge brush and I'm just gonna paint over this because the letters are still gonna show up. Yeah, I like this better already. I guess I'll paint the rest of this while I'm at it. Okay, fuck this nonsense. I need to see this through. I feel like when a project isn't going well, I'm just like, well, this is what happens. But I really want to like do this project justice because it seems very handy. So I got a different block of wood because my boyfriend does every different trade and I'm gonna fucking do this thing the proper way and see how it goes. So, pen, block of wood, using the same stencil. It actually, you know, fits this block of wood. So let's see what happens. This wood is a lot grainier than the other one, so the pen is kind of catching on all the little grooves, but I think that's okay. Also, one thing I did on the other one that you probably shouldn't do is I was going back and forth a lot, which will give a deeper groove, but not as straight of a line. So I'm going to try to not go back and forth on this one. So crazy how it's way easier doing this on a fucking flat horizontal surface. 10 out of 10 would recommend doing it this way. You know, sometimes you just gotta make things harder for yourself the first time to realize how easy shit can actually be. Story of my goddamn life. Maybe even using a ruler to trace along some of the lines would be helpful. Alright, the moment of truth. Did I fuck it up less? Hey! I don't know what angle shows this better. It's a little difficult to see, but like, I'm kind of impressed. Oh, I definitely missed a line. It definitely looks different with the grain in it. I think this might just be a harder wood than the other one. This is a cool looking piece of wood. Anyway, I'm actually bummed I can't find the original pin for this project because I don't know if you're supposed to go into the divot or just right up to it. I see benefits to both things, but I don't know which is the proper way to do it. In a shocking turn of events, this is already turning out a lot better than the last one. Weird. Alright, so what I'm finding by doing it this way is that it is easiest to kind of like get right up to the edge before you go into the divot with the paint. And that way if there's a little too much paint on your brush, it will just kind of pull up in the divot and then not get over the rest of your wood. You do still have to be pretty steady-handed though. Like, I've already messed this up. So maybe this technique is actually just for people that are already good at painting and just want to add a little oomph to their lines. Seems like a good way to trace something. Like, say there's an intricate design. You want to write circular Gallifreyan on a piece of wood, it'll be easier to like print it out and trace it on this way instead of trying to freehand it. For myself, I don't see this being particularly useful. Alright, so this is my final product. Yeah, you know, I feel like this project is good for stencil transference, but as far as actual line cleanliness, it's a meh. It is cool, but not like some magical perfection trick. I'm glad I gave this a second shot so I could like actually attempt the thing. I have to go to my cool, awesome costume shop job now. If you'd like to see a project where I used this exact same paint that was much more successful, I'll put a link to that in this general vicinity. If you'd like to see a really fun, casual cosplay Rule 63 Femme version of a costume next week, you can subscribe up here. And if you'd like to get a shout out done in that video, you can check out my Patreon over here. There's a perk for that. Is this a Pinterest fail video now? God damn it.